will be right now. So just continuing to relax. If you've just joined in, sorry we had a few technical difficulties, as we do when we're in the movie business. So just taking another couple of minutes to relax. And as I mentioned before, feeling into the subtle sensations when your body is still and the breath arises and falls. And we are very conscious of our breath. That's the only difference between daily life and when we're on our mat. We're very conscious of our breath when we're on our mat, and we tend to take it for granted in daily life. What we want to do is combine these two things, being very present of our breath in daily life, as well as being on our mat. So let's just take another couple of minutes, and hopefully for you at home, because you don't have any parking issues, we can stay just a couple of extra minutes after. So be with your breath and enjoy how your body is responding to the breath, how you are expanding internally, awakening internally with the breath. So when that breath is moving through, it's almost as though you're going around your house putting on all the light switches. When you breathe in, this is what the breath is doing internally as it awakens internal, like you've got these light switches on the inside. When the breath moves through and passes through, awakening, creating space, nourishing, relaxing, balancing, breathing in and breathing out. So all you have to be aware of is the breath, and knowing that everything else is taken care of. You don't have to concern yourself with knowing this or that. By being conscious of your breath as it arises, whole body breathes in, and you're fully present, breathing out, whole body relaxes, emptying the breath completely. So just one more minute, watching your breath, and also watching what takes our breath away. It will usually be thoughts, these distractions, attractions, and it may be like very ordinary to the mind doing this. It might be very boring, but that's the mind. You can feel something amazing that is happening on the inside of you now with the presence of the breath. So we'll start to gently awaken. You can take your time here, move at your own pace. So if it feels good, stretching the arms over the head, whole front body expanding, rib cage, spine, chest, lungs. When it feels right, draw the knees into the chest. Again, move at your own pace. I'll encourage you to do so. There's no rush. You can gently rock the knees from side to side. Notice how nice that feels in your lower back, massaging. And you can also move the knees around in a small circle, going in both directions. And feeling the sacrum, noticing the bony plate. It's a bit harder, but it can be also sensitive. And when it's right for you, keeping the right knee in as you extend your left leg. You can rotate your right foot round in a circle about 5 times in each direction. pointing, flexing, warming the joints. Being a cool morning, we take time for our joints. So when you're ready, change the legs, bring the left knee in, and rotating the left foot. And as you rotate the foot, you're also noticing the breath. And your awareness is going to continue to expand. So in the beginning, we just had the breath. Now the body's starting to move, and we're going to expand our awareness. Keep observing. Just draw your right knee back into your chest when you're ready. Take a few more breaths there, and from there, just roll to your right side and let everything relax. You can place the left hand down on the floor in front of the heart to come up, and coming onto all fours. When you're ready, part your knees about mat width, narrower if it's strong, big toes together, sit back on your heels, and relax your arms. Keep your arms bent. Maybe use your arms as a pillow to rest your forehead. Of course, if you want to, you can straighten your arms, but don't be in a hurry. So the shoulder joints may need warming, and if the shoulders are tight and you have a tight neck, you want to keep your arms relaxed. Breath is what's priority. Whatever we do is to encourage the breath to go further and to open us up. So there's much that we don't know about ourselves, which is on the inside, which cannot be seen. And we're using the breath. The breath is our tool, so we can start to tap in to those amazing things we have, we don't even know we have. So a bit like hidden treasure, we're going to start to dig up this treasure and notice the beautiful light. When you're ready, come up onto all fours and moving through tiger and cat as you breathe in. As you breathe out, moving at your own pace, and feel a beautiful stretch in the back of the rib cage and the back of the lungs. And then when you breathe in, the front rib cage and the upper lungs. And when you feel that you're ready to move again, when you breathe in, move your rib cage over to the right, up to the ceiling, over to the left, and down along the floor. Continue round in a nice big circle. You can keep your head relaxed. You can keep your eyes closed, because the things that we want to notice are on the inside, so we don't really need our eyes open all the time. Changing direction, timing movement and breath, breathing in. Front body moves to the floor, breathing out. Back body to the ceiling. And see if you can move your rib cage further and further out to the sides from the awareness of your hands and your knees. Now timing again, so you go back through your tiger and cat. Take two more, one more in tiger. And then on the next exhale, tucking toes, we'll move into downward facing dog. First up, bend the legs and lift the heels and relax. Relax your upper body. If you want to close your eyes again and tune back into your breath as you breathe in, breathing out, slow, relaxed breaths. Feel how good it is for the whole body, nothing to achieve, so you're not here to attain anything. How can you when you've got everything already here, nothing to attain? You're going to walk your hands back for Uttanasana. So you might find that when you come to your mat, you think you've got to do this or that. You've got to perform, so to speak, but you don't. So when you're in Uttanasana, do you need to bend your legs, lower your hips? Do you need to rest your hands forward? Are you okay to hold your elbows, let your upper body hang? And you're noticing that breath in the back of the rib cage and the back of the lungs. Whole body breathing and whole body relaxing. Walking the hands back out into downward dog. Let's bring our feet together and take the right heel towards the floor as the left heel lifts. Hold for 2 or 3 breaths. Then change. So it might be a bit easier to get the heel closer to the floor or even touching for some. Make sure you don't lock the knee of the heel that's moving to the floor. Keep that knee very soft, no locking of the joints. And notice it in your shoulders and your elbows. Press down into the index finger knuckles for 2 more breaths. And when you are ready, you're going to walk your feet into the front of the mat. Keep them apart. Hang forward in Uttanasana again. So if there's a lot of tension in your back, pulling in your back, might be because your hamstrings are tight. So come away from the floor if you need to. You can even use the wall. If you happen to be close to a wall, you can put your hands hip height and do it this way. Take 2 more breaths. So always use what you need and support your body. And then as you relax your upper body, bend your legs, lower your hips, and you're curling up. So notice this is very similar to the cat. As you press down, drawing in, opening up. Pausing a moment in the upright position, close the eyes, and notice your head is floating. Can you feel both sides of your neck, top of your shoulders, down through your arms, palms and fingers, soft knees, grounded feet, soft belly, open heart, breathing in, whole body breathing in, breathing out. Let the eyes open. You're going to breathe in and raise your arms up. If you can, look to your hands and squat hands through the legs. Look at the hands, release the neck, breathe in. If you're able to, look at your thumbs, release the hands in prayer, navel gently to spine. Breathing in, let that breath come in, raise the arms, squatting, hands through the legs. Breathing in, raising the arms, and breathing out, releasing hands down. Just do 2 more. So if your neck is okay, maybe follow the hands, follow them through into the squat, and then follow them back up when you breathe in and releasing. And 1 more time as you breathe in. Rib cage, lungs, all expanding, letting go, breathing in, raise the arms, and breathing out, releasing. Now I'm just going to do 3 more breaths, and if there's been anything that's been bothering you, I'm going to get you to just put it all into this on the out breath and let it go. So I'm going to demonstrate the first one. You're going to breathe in. As you exhale, let go. You slowly curl up and pause. And so let's do 3 together. Breathing in, anything or person. Let it go. Breathe in, slowly curl up. Raising arms, inhale. Let go. Slowly curl up. Feel how good it is. Take your time. And 1 more. Breathing in. Slowly curl up. We'll take a moment to observe from sound as we release. Maybe a lightness, feeling lighter than what we did a moment ago. Sounds very healing. Let the eyes open and bring the feet comfortably together. Raise your arms, inhale. Arms wide, bend your legs as you fold onto them and relax your neck. Breathe in, look softly forward. Right leg going back, knee to the floor. Inhale, raise the arms. Look up if you can, but don't worry if you can't. Exhaling to child, buttocks to heels. To all fours tiger as you inhale, downward dog, exhale. Breathing in and noticing soft belly, and breathing out to all fours and right foot coming forward. Breathing in when you're ready, take your time, go to breathe out and go back into child pose. Now this time as you inhale, come to all fours, reach out with your right arm and left leg. As you exhale, curl in, belly and elbow touching, breathing in, open up, breathing out, look down if you need to. If you can breathe in, look to your right hand, breathe out, lips to that knee, last one, breathe in. As you breathe out, squeeze out all the breath. Release knee and hand, tiger, inhale. And downward dog, exhale. Take 2 more breaths in dog. Finishing this next exhale, walking your feet into your hands, walking the hands forward maybe as well. And inhale, look softly forward. Exhale, relax to soft legs. Press the earth, raise the arms, come up. And releasing the hands down, exhale. Do one more like that. Breathing in, filling up. Breathing out as you fold onto your soft legs, bend your legs. Breathe in, look softly forward, float your heart. Left leg going back on the exhale, knee to the floor. Arms raising, belly soft. Breathing out, going back into child. To all fours, tiger, inhale. Into downward dog, exhale. 2 more breaths. On the next exhale, back to all fours and left foot coming forward. Breathing in, raise the arms, fill the chest. To child again, exhaling. So this time, when you come to all fours, inhale, left arm, right leg reaches out, curling in as you exhale. 3 more. Inhale, looking down. If your balance is a bit tricky, squeeze out, breathe in, breathing out, similar to tiger and cat, breathe in. Last one. Breathing out as you squeeze out the breath, releasing the hand, tiger again, inhale, tuck toes, downward dog, exhale. 3 more breaths. Nothing to attain. Here now. 1 more breath. As you empty it completely, walk the feet into the hands. You might walk the hands out a bit too. And inhale, float heart, spine. Exhale, soften to legs. Press down into the earth, raise the arms. Breathing in, deep breath. Releasing the hands down in prayer. Take a deep, full breath. Release the arms. Let yourself pause in mountain. And again, wherever the mind is, the breath will follow. So if you want to feel the breath more in the back of the lungs, take your mind there as it enters the upper lungs. It will spread into the back, the front belly, the back, the front sides and the back of the rib cage, the legs, the feet. So eventually we're taking our mind into the whole body at the same time. So that in itself is quite amazing that we can do that. When you're breathing in, mind is everywhere, breath goes everywhere, and you remain here now in this moment. So we're able to maintain and stay steady, whatever's going on for us, to come back to this feeling of being strong and steady, grounded, and still able to change, grow, transform. Taking this into our next 2 postures, when you're ready, open your eyes, stepping your left foot back for Trikonasana. One of your legs length apart, solid in your feet, breathing in, take the arms out, right hand just to around the right knee. You don't have to go any further than that. You could gaze to the left thumb, but you might also look at your right foot. Whatever you do, wherever your gaze is, your eyes are soft. They need to be soft so you can relax and breathe. 2 more breaths. You're noticing whether you're looking down or up, both sides of the neck are nice and long. When you come up, breathe in, press down and turn. Moving in as you fold from your hips. It is a movement from the hips like a folding chair. Keeping spine and waist long. Soft gaze, whether it's up or down, it doesn't matter. We've got to do what our body needs. No use continuing to push the body if there's a lot of tightness somewhere there. So top hand could also rest on the hip if you need it. 2 more breaths. As you breathe in, smoothly coming up, turning back to your right foot, taking the feet wider apart, back foot parallel to the back of the mat, right foot straight ahead. Bending and sinking into your right hip, right arm on the inside, Parsvakonasana. Similar to Trikonasana, left arm straight up. And we are focusing on not so much where the upper body can go, but the sinking of the right hip. So sometimes the upper body needs to stay higher until the hip can sink. 2 more breaths. So we want breath in the hips so they can open, groins, inner thighs. Breathe in now as you slowly straighten your right leg, come up, turn. Take your time, stay steady, bend your left leg. So keeping the upper body higher until the left hip can sink close to the floor. So what you're looking at is having your thigh parallel to the mat, to the floor. If the hip is higher, the upper body will also be higher. So just check that you're not drawing your upper body down and your lower body is way up in the air. Try to balance it all out. Take 2 more breaths. So if the hips are here, then the upper body stays high as well. Then slowly, as you straighten your left leg, inhale, and then exhale, step back to the front of the mat. We're going to prepare now for a balancing pose. So if you need the wall, you're close to it, please use it. Have a hand lightly resting. Vrikshasana, bring the right foot up when you're ready. So remember that when you want to experience the posture and the benefits of the posture, sometimes we have to have that support. You can take your arms up if you like. You can keep your hands in prayer. It's not taking anything away from you, so say you need that support. The hand is lightly resting, and every now and again bring it away from the wall. 2 more breaths. We feel that we press away from the earth to grow up through the rest of our spine. 1 more deep breath. When you're ready, slowly release your arms, hands, foot. Pause back in your mountain, and then changing sides. So if you use the wall, just very lightly, keep your hand there when you bring your left foot up. Try not to lean into the wall. So you keep encouraging yourself to stand comfortably on that right foot. 1 leg. You're standing on 1 leg. You can take the arms up, or you can keep your hands in prayer. You're feeling your feet. They're still working, connecting to help you grow, to nourish you, and to support you as you breathe. 2 more breaths, shoulders relaxed, head floating. Remember, there's nothing to attain, so be here now. Slowly as you release your hands and your leg, and you take a moment in your mountain, and you re-establish that deep connection to the earth. And the breath, we give it to the earth and we also receive it. It's 2 ways. Keeping the balance, not always taking, and not always giving. We need to replenish ourselves and the earth. Letting the eyes open, breathing in, floating the arms, breathing out as you fold. So here we surrender, let go. When you breathe in, float, look softly forward, step back into your downward dog on your exhale. Now, just a reminder to rest at any time. Don't force, don't push. 3 more breaths if you can. If you're not in dog, you're on all fours or having a rest in child. 2 more breaths. And feel the kidneys as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, coming down onto all fours. From all fours, slide the left leg away. Keep the right knee forward for modified pigeon. Using quarter fold blankets under the right hip to support the balance of the hips and the flatness of the sacrum. So if you put a hand on your sacrum, you want to notice, is it flat or is it crooked? Is it tilting to one side? Now if it's your knee, you'll need to change the blanket. So you might need to fold it slightly differently, which is what I'm doing now, folding it over and then over again so it's longer. And then when you put your knee on the blanket, your knee and your hip are on the blanket, not just your hip. Now this is helping the knee. It supports the knee because it supports the inner thigh and the outer hamstring, which is pulling into the knee. So if you can't rest your forehead, you need, again, support. It's really important that you continue to rest your forehead because it's going to quieten the mind. We need more of that, quietening the mind and dropping in, relaxing, tapping into our parasympathetic nervous system, calming, quietening. And that breath, as you come back to it and notice it as it arises and falls. Taking 3 more of these breaths, awareness of the different parts of the body that might be tight, hip flexors, sit bones, glutes, outer hamstring, inner hamstring. Last breath as you fully relax. And when you're ready, as you change sides. Changing sides, you can simply stay on the floor and bring the back leg forward, or you can step back to dog as Laura's doing, and then bring your left knee forward. So using the support, even if it's only one knee, just keep things balanced and use it again on this side, and sinking in when you're ready. So as you initially come into the pose and you do have knee stuff, you can notice the outer hamstring or the inner hamstring, whatever's tight there. So this is great information that you're receiving. If you do notice that tightness, then that's fantastic because now you're getting an idea of why you have knee problems. And these poses are designed to give us information. So it's a science as you are always exploring with each posture and breath as it moves through. Fully let go as you continue breathing and holding. And also embracing. Sometimes we don't want to feel, we feel things and we wish we didn't have to feel them, but it is as it is. And we learn to embrace. And the breath again is helping because it's so powerful. It helps us to adapt and adjust to what's happening right now. So feeling what's happening right now in your body, what's happening in you and your body, and how that can help change what's happening outside of us. So we first of all look to ourselves. The practice is reminding us, guiding us, nourishing us. 2 more breaths. Fully letting go on the next exhale. And when you breathe in, choosing again to just bring the back leg forward or to step back to dog if you wish, it's up to you. Using the support under your sit bones, so you might have a couple of half-folded blankets, or if you've only got one blanket, maybe fold it into a quarter, to encourage the pelvis to tilt forward. So Janushasana, left leg straight, right leg bent, very similar to tree pose as you come forward. So we want to feel a little bit more like tree when we come into the forward fold. If you've got very long hamstrings, it's going to be easy to move the front body to the left leg. But if there's not that length at the moment, can you be okay being more upright rather than resorting to the rounding and hunching of the back? If you breathe now, we want to focus more on the breath coming into the front lungs, top lungs, heart. And that's going to be very difficult if you've got a lot of roundness in your back body. So when you're breathing, as you did in the beginning, let it come in. You're fully aware when you breathe in. You're here now, in this moment. So again, if we're wanting to change what's going to be happening in our future, we have to be aware of what's happening right now, because here now is our future. Easing up when you're ready as you come up, and change the legs over. So if there's a bit of knee stuff, move your foot further down the leg. You get more space in that joint. And it doesn't mean that you're going backwards, because it can be a completely different feeling in your back, in the back of your hips or the waist or somewhere in the lower back, just by moving the foot. And if we can always have a bit of a curiousness in our mind as to, okay, we're not stuck, we're willing to be a bit flexible, not only physically flexible, but mentally flexible, and to observe the different things as we change. With the breath coming in, we feel it in a little bit more in the openness of the heart, front lungs, shoulders relaxed. And I'll keep reminding you, as you have nothing to achieve, you can relax, not collapse, but let go and allow. 2 more breaths. A gentle squeeze of the belly, except if you are a Monday girl, you'll disregard that instruction. Keep your belly very, very soft. Breathing in now as you ease your way up, and you're going to straighten your left leg, bending your right leg and taking your right foot to the outer left calf, so you can take it down a little bit. For our twist, please sit on blankets if you need, and then from there, we'll turn to the right. So Moonday girls, be very gentle. You can take your left hand to the outer right knee. You can also take your arm to the outer right thigh. The head, don't force it, just allow it to turn naturally to the right, and breathing. So keep noticing that shoulder and relax it. So there's no tension, and there's that openness in the chest, soft neck. Can we also notice the breath moving through the legs and feeling into our feet? Even though we've turned away from that part of our body, are we able to still feel it? The subtle sensations. 2 more breaths, a gentle turn of the navel and the waist narrowing. So breathing in, lifting up, and breathing out as you come back to the center, changing the legs over. If you feel a bit stuck, you add more height. So it's just your body letting you know. When you bring the left foot over, don't have to pull it back. As you turn, Breathing out, shoulders drop down, but chest and heart lift open. Every time you breathe in, just surrender, relax, so the breath can move through you. And when you breathe out, gently squeezing internal organs. So if you took your awareness deeper within, when you exhale, what do you think is happening when you exhale? You're squeezing. When you squeeze those organs, you're nourishing them, you're releasing stress and tension that may have, collected there. So when you do the twist, your organs are going to be softer, otherwise they may stay hard. So that means they're not going to function as efficiently as they could. 2 more breaths. But Moon Day girls are simply breathing in and breathing out, no squeezing. Breathing in now, as you slowly come back to the center, we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, and we're going to, as much as you can, keep the heels close just for the first one. Sometimes you can interlace the fingers, sometimes you can hold the outer ankles, which create more lift. So first one, we want to feel just a very subtle movement from the hips, not rounding the spine. The elbows might press into the inner thighs gently, and we'll just hold ourselves here for 3 more breaths. We don't want to strain too much. We're encouraging the knees to move towards the floor. Beautiful spread for the pubic bone. And then slowly as you inhale, come up. Now if you wanted to, unless you've got very open hips, you don't need to take your feet further forward, but everyone else, just slide your feet forward. And now as you come down, you can drape the arms in front of the shins, or keep them back if you prefer, taking the head towards the feet. So if your knees are very high, move your feet away and relax. And open the back body. If you've got really open hips, you keep your feet close and you encourage the knees to move towards the floor. Now make sure that you're not straining your shoulders. So for the last few breaths, everything relaxes. And we have to trust now that as we relax, we're still going to receive, the body's still going to receive as you relax. In fact, it will probably receive more now for the last 3 breaths. This is excellent for the reproductive organs. As you can feel, it's a beautiful spread there through the pubic area, which tension can collect there as well. And when you're ready, slowly, as you ease your way up, we're going to lay down now and to bend the legs. Have your feet hip width and your knees hip width, and preferably without a blanket under the head. So if you're not sure how to support your shoulders, just have a look if you can. I'm going to fold a blanket into half long ways, and I'm going to put my head on the floor and put my shoulders at the edge of that blanket. Sometimes you need 2. Now before you go into your back bend, you might need to support your head, because it does feel like it's not supporting at the moment, but when you come into the pose it will. So when you're ready, holding the outer edges of the mat, you can already start to roll your upper arms out. Press your feet, inhale, lift your hips up. Now if you're a Moon Day girl, what you can do is bring the soles of the feet together and just relax the arms over the head and breathe here, and support your legs if you have that support at home. 1 more deep breath if you're in the back bend. Slowly as you come down, feel your feet as though they're sliding forward, and notice what that does to your spine. Slowly come up as you breathe in, lifting up Now if you wanted to, you could interlace your fingers behind your back. If it's too much in your shoulders, hold the outer edges of the mat again. And watch your belly when you breathe into it, because it can expand so much more. You might be quite surprised at how much it can expand in this pose. One more deep breath, so lots of space in the belly is a good thing. Exhaling as you come down, because through daily life we're not aware that we're holding our belly tight. So we're wanting to really notice that space. One more time as you come up for your final one. And now getting the breath to come into the upper chest. So as you roll your upper arms outwards, your shoulder blades come together, your chest expands, and now you want to notice that your chin is getting closer. Actually, it's the chest getting closer to the chin. As you breathe in, that chest expands, lifts. 2 more breaths, chest to chin, without overworking. One more deep breath. Slowly as you come down slowly. Feel your feet as though you're sliding them forward, and rest there. Initially with legs bent, because it neutralizes the spine. As we know, we don't want to go into the counter pose too quickly. We neutralize our spine after a very strong position. Now if you need to keep your legs bent, if you want to, and your body feels okay, you can straighten your legs. But that'll be different for everybody. I'll remind you that there's no one way to do any one posture. And so it's more difficult to keep the flatness in the lower back when the legs are straight. You can feel that now. Now that might be okay for some bodies. But if your back is sensitive, you know that you have to keep your legs bent. You know what your body needs. So we'll just take another half a minute to fully relax. The benefits that we get from back bends are many. Clearing the lungs, transforming us, reminding us that we have to be courageous, but also loving, compassionate. Slowly now drawing the knees into the chest. Now there might be some of you who need blankets, so it would be similar to the fold that you did if you had knee stuff earlier in pigeon. You fold it over and then over again. So it's kind of longer than a quarter folded blanket. And you might have one or more than one, you might have 2. So hugging the knees to the chest, and to get more into our back, you're slowly going to take your legs over to the right. So if you find that you can't rest your left shoulder, so your left shoulder's up in the air, what you need to do is lift your legs, but you don't want to have to hold your legs in. If you've got the blankets there, you can rest, fully resting, whole body resting. So in this pose, we're creating space in the back, getting breath in the kidneys, but also if there's any tension in the glutes from the back bends, you're releasing and softening those muscles. So it's nice to have some understanding of what you're doing, why you're doing it, remembering that when we understand something, it's, I don't know, it just makes things better. And we, I guess, don't rebel as much when we have that understanding, but particularly when it comes to ourselves, our bodies, and why we're doing something. So slowly come up when you're ready. Noonday girls could put the feet on the floor first, and then draw the knees in, and then go to the other side. Feel what works best for you. As you relax the legs to the left and the right, shoulders relaxed, neck will release. And that pec muscle can get very tight and bunched, so we're relaxing, breathing, belly. So many different body that you're observing, whatever might be tight, pulling in the lower back, tightness in the glute, everything's connected. As one part of the body opens, then the next and the next, and on it goes. The awareness of the breath through the whole body. Breathing in, whole body awareness. Breathing out. Take nothing for granted. Again, the most ordinary things when you breathe in. The awareness of your whole body, how extraordinary that is. When you're ready, slowly, Noonday girls can bring the feet to the floor first, otherwise straight up, hugging the knees to the chest. Take a few more breaths. And then when you're ready, you're going to either roll out to the side. If you're more experienced, you can gently rock forward, not Noonday girls though. And let's set ourselves up in a spinal roll. So if you don't know the spinal roll, you've got a blanket, which like we did earlier with a couple of postures, except long ways this time. You fold it over and then pull it back. Concertina style, make sure it's very smooth, we don't want any lumps into our back. And then a quarter folded blanket to go on top of the, if there's a rough side of your blanket, put it on there. And then when you go to sit, you have a hand's width between the edge of the blanket and your sacrum. So you can move your hand through that gap. You lay back over, as Laura's going to do. The quarter fold blanket, it's slightly higher, so it will open your chest, collarbones, inner shoulders. And you can have bolsters. You again get very, very comfortable. And then you're just going to let your arms drop out to the side, so the palms are up and the arms are further out to the side. So you don't want your arms too close, because again it restricts you. It restricts the expansion of lungs and rib cage. Then you notice how things feel in your back. Your feet can be hip width or even a little bit wider, so the hips roll out. And then you make sure that everything is very comfortable. You take time for your beautiful body. So in this position, if you're doing this at home, you'll notice it's beautiful opening for your lungs. And you'll find that it makes breathing much easier. So if you have any breathing problems or asthma, this is a great pose to practice. It's opening your lungs, but also opening you to life. As if our lungs are closed, then we find that life passes us by. So we want to open our lungs and allow life to flow through us. And as you keep breathing in, just a couple more of these relaxed deep breaths, just maybe 2 or 3 more, and then you're going to fully let go of all effort, of all control. And simply be. So again, simply be. Is it simple? It sounds simple to simply be. But then the next moment, there's all these thoughts that are arising. So the breath is going to be what's going to help you. As you notice the breath, you still notice the thoughts, but they're not dominant, they're in the background. And I want you to observe your body again, so this will be very helpful. Your eyes as they sink, very soft, very spacious, backs of the eyes. What happens when you release the backs of the eyes? You might notice a connection to your jaw. And your teeth and your tongue. that domino effect. As one part of your body lets go, then another can let go, and ongoing as you continue to notice your throat, very spacious, very open. So your truth can be released very easily, very open in your throat chakra. You feel the backs of your shoulders, arms, and palms connected to the earth, sinking into the earth. Your spine into the blanket. Your sacrum flat. The heaviness in the legs and the openness through the fronts of the legs, which is helping the belly remain open, and the heart and the lungs. And as you notice your whole body, you observe your breath, your body, your mind, and everything will continue to drop away. Body will drop away, breath by breath. It sinks deeper and deeper until it has completely dissolved. Mother Earth is holding your body. She will look after it. So let go and feel yourself sinking and dissolving. You'll start to then notice more and more of what is inside of you. The things that you cannot see. Our true power, our truth. Our memory returns as we start to observe the many things that we have forgotten about ourselves. And on, you're sinking deeper and deeper. So what you are not drops away, and what you are, who you are, what you are, arises. What you are not drops away, and everything else arises in this deep stillness, in this deep space. You are awakening here now. From ordinary to extraordinary. Quite amazing. And here now, you're going to experience your magnificence. Breathe in that magnificence. We all have it. So any opportunity tap into that. So what needs to rest will rest, and what can awaken will awaken. And we are finally coming back to our balanced state, as though we have been away from home for a very long time, and we forgot where we lived. But now we remember, and here we are, home again. finally come home, if we all were able to experience this as our true home, I'm pretty sure that we would never want to leave ever. It's only because we've been away for such a long time that it's going to be difficult in the beginning, but we will find our way back. And eventually we will stay. Give yourself this time to explore your home and let yourself remain for as long as you wish. And thank you for tuning in